Am I the only one that feels like this year has absolutely flown by? We're getting close to the fourth quarter this year. Time is flying. Today on the podcast, I'm going to talk about Context, which is an AI company that is raising or has just raised $3.5 million to elevate LLM apps with detailed analytics. We're going to be talking about what Context does, what they're planning on doing with this, why they're raising money, and where we see the implications in the industry. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Welcome to the AI Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Jaden Schaefer. I need to ask you for a big favor. Believe it or not, we have around 92,000 people that listen to this podcast every month, which is absolutely amazing. But when you go to our Apple Podcast or Spotify pages, we only have around 110 reviews total. If you could do me a massive favor and give this podcast a review, I would be super, super grateful. Every time I contact an incredible founder or CEO in AI, they look at the podcast, they look at how many reviews I have, and that helps me to get better guests on the show. So if you could do a huge favor to myself and also yourself, go to the Apple Podcast or the Spotify page, wherever you listen to this, and give a review of the show. If you've noticed lately, I've been doing interviews with some really phenomenal CEOs. I have some more amazing ones coming up in the coming weeks with some CEOs that have raised hundreds of millions of dollars for their AI startups. I want to bring these to you and I want to get more of those. So please drop a review, go to your wife's account, go to your husband's account, go to your kid's account and leave a review. I don't care. Help us get more reviews, and I promise I will help bring some amazing AI entrepreneurs and guests onto the show. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? I record and publish podcasts on a platform called Spotify for Podcasters, and I absolutely love it. Essentially, you can upload from your phone or computer, and it distributes to every platform that plays podcasts. They support video podcasts, and you can make money on the platform with ads or even podcast subscriptions, something that has made my life so much easier as a podcaster. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcast app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started on your podcast today. The first thing I want to talk about is that this move that Context is making right now is really kind of reflecting the rapid growth and interest in AI. So this is a London-based startup, and Context AI has successfully secured, like I mentioned, $3.5 million in funding. And what I think is interesting here is their backers. So their backers include Google Ventures, Tomazas Tungs from Theory Ventures, and a bunch of other undisclosed ventures. But, I think Google's kind of the big headline backer of this project. So the company specializes in providing analytics for enterprises to optimize applications powered by LLMs. This is kind of interesting. I think you may have started to notice a trend here, and that is that there are a ton of analytics companies that are getting funded right now, essentially companies that are working with data companies, enterprise, to help them use their data and get analytics, get insights out of that data. This is really just like the big hot topic. I swear, like 2023 is the year of data analytics companies. When I recently went to the AI4 conference, I noticed a lot of the vendors at the conference, aka like companies that had some solid amount of money to spend on becoming a vendor, were data analytics companies. So yeah, it's interesting. I think it's a really big space that we're seeing right now, and a place where a lot of capital is currently getting deployed. So this fresh capital injection aims to really scale Context AI's engineering team and bolster their analytics platform. And the strategic growth occurs at, I think, what is a crucial time when organizations worldwide are aggressively adopting AI, specifically LLMs, to streamline their operations and kind of innovate customer experiences. So what's interesting is McKinsey actually estimates that if the current trends hold, generative AI technologies could contribute to up to $4.4 trillion annually to the global economy. This is really, really impressive. And honestly, they're saying like if the current trend holds, I'm assuming this trend accelerates. That's my opinion. But, I'm sure everyone's got their own opinions on this. I see this as really something that is going to continue to grow and scale quite large. So let's talk about some of the challenges in developing LLM-powered apps. So although LLMs are capturing significant attention, developing applications based on these models isn't without its challenges. So ensuring a model's performance, tracking its usage, and kind of guaranteeing accurate, unbiased responses definitely necessitates a lot of really kind of a very keen oversight, you could say. So I think without that, insights product development risks become essentially directionless. So Henry Scott Green, who's formerly a product manager at Google, kind of captured this sentiment in a statement. He said, quote, "We talked to many product founders in the AI space and discovered that this lack of user understanding was a shared critical challenge facing the community. That was when we decided to build Context." So Context AI addresses these challenges by offering a robust analytics platform geared towards LLM-powered applications. And I think that the big thing here is that the platform kind of dives deep into user engagement and also product performance. So beyond just, the standard metrics like conversion volume, subject matter, and user ratings and satisfaction, that kind of thing, Context AI analytics specifically kind of is set up to tackle some of the more nuanced elements. And I think these include topics like, tracking, like really specific tracking, even potentially hazardous topics, and kind of the full conversation transcriptions that's going on. And the platform's inner workings are seamless. So they said, quote, "We ingest message transcripts from our customers via API, and we have SDKs and a LangChain plugin that makes this process take less than 30 minutes of work." This was Scott Green talking about it. And he kind of elaborated on this and said that these ingested transcripts are then run through machine learning workflows, helping teams better understand user needs and fine-tune their products. So since its inception, which was around 4 months ago, Context AI has won over several paying clients, such as Cognisys, Juicebox, and ChartGPT, in addition to multiple large enterprises. Pretty much they're bound by a bunch of non-disclosure agreements, but and so they couldn't divulge too many specifics about those deals. However, with the new funds, Context plans to scale up by hiring a technical founding team, thereby speeding up product development. They said, quote, "Our goal is to continue growing our customer base while delivering value to the businesses using our products, and we're seeing success." So talking a little bit about the competitive landscape, who else is in this space, who else is doing this, right? I think the ever-increasing demand for LLM-powered applications is also giving rise to a lot of competition, and that's in the performance tracking solutions kind of arena. So when we're looking at it, there's firms like Arise that have already rolled out products like Phoenix, which visualize complex LLM decision-making. There's Datadog, which is another kind of contender offering model monitoring capabilities. Despite this, right, despite other companies already doing it, Scott Green believes that Context AI offers a more in-depth analysis than competitors, aligning more closely with web product analytics firms like Amplitude and Mixpanel. So the funding round also included participation from a bunch of different tech luminaries and venture capital firms like 20 VCs, Harry Stebbings, Snike founder Guy Pujari, and Google DeepMind Mehdi Ghissari. So there's a couple, big players that are currently investing in this. And I think as AI kind of continues to, redefine the boundaries of technology, startups like Context AI are becoming increasingly vital in helping organizations navigate the complex landscapes of large language models. I think with this latest funding round, Context AI is kind of poised to play a bit of a significant role in this rapidly evolving ecosystem. Really interesting startup. So it's going to be interesting to see how that capital is deployed and how they plan on scaling this into the future.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. That's the sound of switching your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling. Harness the best converting checkout and same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Stop leaving sales on the table. Discover why millions trust Shopify to build, grow, and run their business. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech23.
Thank you for listening to the AI Chat Podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, I'd appreciate it if you rate me wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're looking for an innovative group of AI enthusiasts, make sure you check out our Discord channel and also our Facebook community. It's obviously a lot more interactive than a podcast where we can actually share software tools, prompts that we're using in everyday AI. I'll leave a link for those in the description below.